All right, welcome. Thank you so much for taking time to listen to this video. I wanted to invite you to learn the stories, hear the stories of these amazing women, and share more with you both their product testimony and also their life testimony with Isagenix compensation plan. So first, I want to introduce Hillary Courtney. Hillary, would you go ahead and share with us your story?
Sure. Well, thank you guys for listening. And if you hear this information and you feel motivated or moved in any way, we encourage you to get back to the person that shared this with you. So a little bit about myself. My husband and I have been with Isagenix almost 12 years. It'll be 12 years next month. And when I started, I was really looking for something different in my life. I was not passionate about what I was doing. I was unfulfilled. I don't know if anybody relates to that. If you go to work every day to bring home a paycheck, but not because you love what you do. And so a lady had sent me an email actually and said, hey, you should come hear about this company. I think you'd love the products, you'd love the culture and what it's about. And so I live in a small town in Northwest Missouri, and I actually flew just to Salt Lake City to hear more about it. And there were like 150 people there on a Friday, Saturday at a training. And so Friday, everyone shared their product testimonies, and I was blown away by the number of people that had results. So if you're listening to this and you're wanting to lose weight or build lean muscle, or you have young kids that you want to fuel with great nutrition, or you have some health challenges, it works for everyone depending upon what you want your result to be. So that impressed me. And then the second day, Jess, they shared about the income. And my background is in finance. My degrees are in finance, and I've worked corporate, and I hated that. I really wanted to be able to schedule my own days. And so I have on my workout clothes. So I just got done working out. My 4-year-old's in the other room watching cartoons because I can work from home. And so, I was looking for that freedom. And so I came home from that event and just started, I say I was ignorance on fire. Like I started sharing with everybody that would let me talk to them because I loved the products. I was so passionate about what I saw. So my first month, I lost 14 pounds. I felt awesome. Then my husband and I had 4 kids in the next 7 years. So our kids now are 11, 9, 5, and 4. I had to think about it for a second. But I just have shared with everyone that I could, because I, number one, want people to feel great. So if you're listening, I want you to have energy and feel awesome and, have vitality. But number two, I wanted to design my own days. I wanted to get up in the morning and not have somebody tell me where I needed to be, when I needed to be there. I'm a very determined personality. So, I knew I could do the work, and I knew I could share with people. And so that's what we've done. And we have 81 families now, you guys, in 12 years that we've been able to help achieve a 6-figure income annually. So it's not a few people here and there, it's for the people that if you do have grit and you do have passion and determination and you want something different out of your life, then Jess, you can do that. And that's what, we've been able to do while we have kids, while we've, had life stuff happen. I love it because we at this point literally can schedule our days. My husband and I both do this full time. Now, he was very skeptical. So if you're listening, my husband was not excited about me doing network marketing at all. And so he was just like, absolutely not. I'm not going to use it. So for the first almost year and a half, he didn't even take a shake. Like I just kept using it because I was passionate about the products, and I was passionate about giving my family time and financial freedom. And so after about a year and a half, excuse me, he had a lot of joint pain. He played college football a long time ago, like back in the day. And he started to pay for that now, like his knees and his shoulder, he's had surgeries on. So for him personally, it's just his testimony. He had a lot of joint discomfort. So when he started using the products and he saw how he felt, he wanted to, you couldn't keep him from sharing because he felt so good. And he didn't even mean to share. People would say, oh my gosh, you're not kind of limping anymore. Your joints don't hurt. And he would just tell them. And so after about 3 years, he was able to leave his job and come home with me, and we both do this full time. And so it's awesome because, like yesterday was a Wednesday, and we were in Kansas City, for example, and we were down at the plaza, and I'm like, there's nobody anywhere. Like we went and did some shopping, then went and ate lunch. And he's like, yeah, it's because it's Wednesday. And so I'm like, I love it because we get to, decide what our life looks like instead of having to clock in every day. So total in Isagenix, after having the 4 kids, I lost right over 40 pounds. Sorry about that. And so the products are awesome. As far as how I feel, it's great. My kids take the shakes every day. Sorry, I got a little bug in my throat. My kids take the shakes every day, you guys, and I took them through my pregnancies. And then my kids started taking them when they were little. How about you ask a question, Jess?
Yeah. So I know, obviously Isagenix is not claimed to cure, prevent, or treat any disease or illness. But I know with you, your kids, like you were sharing that, how they've been using the shakes for such a long time. And I remember you telling us that they don't get sick. Like that's a big thing. And I've noticed this with my daughter too. She's 19 months old, but she hasn't been sick. Like she might get like a small cold, but it'll be like gone quickly. So I think that's what you were going to share.
Yeah. So my kids are, like I said, 11, 9, 5, and 4, and they do the shakes every single day. We have since they were little tiny kids. And in our home, we've had less than 2 handfuls of antibiotics in 11 years with 4 kids. So I think that is a huge testament to the products. And if they, they love it at this point. Like our 5-year-old comes home from school and he'll go get a bar, and it's got 18 grams of incredible, undenatured whey protein, great nutrition for him, 242 nutrients. So it's the best thing, they can want. And just a funny story, the bunny came right on Easter, and they got these chocolate bunnies in all their baskets. So all 4 of them had them, and we still have 3 of them fully wrapped in the kitchen. Emerson is like our chocolate girl. She's the only one that's eaten the bunny. And all the rest haven't been eaten, but they've had like bars and all that kind of stuff. Isodelites. I had an Isodelite this morning before I worked out, and Deacon's here, he's 4. He's like, I want that. And his bunny's still sitting on the counter. So I just think when you flood your body with dense, great nutrition, your body craves it. I mean, they're little kids. They don't know all the stuff we know about the nutrition, but they want it because of how they feel and, how it tastes. It tastes awesome. So, the products are amazing. And on the flip side of that, if you, share them with people, and you guys think about it, if you're listening and you're, whether you're male or female, both of us, we share. I mean, especially women, I think like, we're like, oh, where'd you get that haircut? Oh, where'd you get that done? Oh, where's that from? And nobody pays us for it, but we can use Isagenix and we can share passionately about something that we love, and the company pays us for those referrals. And so I just think it's a win-win.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Hillary.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. The next person who's going to share is Dr. Sivi Halsell. Sivi, would you go ahead and unmute yourself? And perfect.
Yes, thank you, Jessica. It's been amazing. It's been an incredible ride. So my story is totally different than Hillary's. Actually, as a chiropractor, I was very proactive with my health. I had always eaten clean. I'd always exercised. I was one of those weirdos that just really was very proactive and taught others to do the same thing, my kids, everybody. And so when Isagenix came to me, my mom shared it with me, actually. This is 11 and a half years ago. And at the time, guys, my husband and I had 6 businesses. We have 4 kids. The boys were in high school. We were chasing them everywhere. I don't know if any of you can relate. The girls were in junior high. Dave was coaching them. So it was a crazy busy season. And I'd always wanted to do a cleanse. I knew the health benefits of cleansing. So I'd always wanted to do that, but I didn't want to be camped out in the bathroom to get through one. Like, who has time for that, right? I'm sure you can probably relate. And so when my mom called me up and shared this with me, I was like, Mom, I would love to do a cleanse, but I'm going to have to wait till the next season when it's not so busy, the next season of my life when I'm not so crazy busy. And she goes, no, honey, it's not like that. This is a cellular cleanse. It cleanses all 100 trillion cells. You'll just be peeing a lot. I'm like, okay, that'll be normal. I don't know if any other women can relate to that. I'm like, okay, that'll be normal. I can handle that. And she said the side effect is weight loss. I was approaching 40. And so really the only health gap that I had at that time was I had a few sticky pounds. So I had great energy. I was sleeping good. Like really, I was really, really healthy. So when she said the side effect was weight loss, this was in October, we were getting ready to head to Disney. And I thought, man, if I could pull off a few pounds before I have to be in a swimsuit, that would be great. And she said, it's 100% money back guaranteed. And I'm like, okay, I have everything to gain and nothing to lose. And of course, from an integrity standpoint as a doctor, I had to try everything first for my family and myself before I would ever recommend it to a patient. That's just the way I roll. And so my husband, you're never a prophet in your hometown. So my husband wouldn't even listen to me about nutrition. I'm just the wife, not the doctor. And so he had about 20 pounds to lose, being honest. And he is a serial entrepreneur, Mr. Businessman, like through and through. Jessica's shaking her head because it's so true. But I said, honey, we're doing this. I have to try it out. And we're like competitive, probably to a fault, but it works for us. And I'm like, okay, game on. And at the time I was taking 3 different other natural products. So I set those aside. I started taking Isagenix on day 1. And literally, guys, on day 4, I called up Dave. I'm like, oh my gosh, is this stuff legal? Because I was feeling incredible, guys, in 4 days. And remember, I didn't have any health gaps. So for me to feel more energy, better sleep, being able to focus, like I'm too much like my dad, I'm really scattered. And so for me to get that focus in 4 days, I was amazed. And Dave's like, I know, CD. He goes, I've gotten 6 bids out this morning. I love this stuff. So we finished up our first program, and I had released 8.4 pounds and 18 inches, guys, a foot and a half off my body. And I was like thrilled, of course. So if you came within 5 feet of me, I was sharing this program with you because I knew I could bless your life. I knew I could change your life. I felt, and like even to this day, I feel like it is the absolute best nutrition on the planet that you could put in your body, that you could put in your kid's body, that you could put in your parents' body. So Dave actually released 16 pounds, so double what I did, but only 15 inches. And I always halfway joke and say, God did that on purpose so we would stay married, but it's halfway true. But literally at that point, I wanted to heal the world. I did not view this as a business at all. Matter of fact, if you would have told me at the time that this was going to be the vehicle that allowed me to sell my practice and retire, I would have probably said you're crazy. But literally fast forward, we have blessed so many lives, so many lives. It's incredible. But fast forward, 2 years ago, I sold my practice. You know, I was not like Hillary. I was very fulfilled in my life. I mean, we had our dream home. We had awesome kids. Awesome. I mean, just our health, everything was great. So, but I was always about blessing other lives. And I felt I had the vehicle, the program, the products that could do that. And then in 90 days, I was earning an extra $1,000 a week. Now, I don't know what that would do for you guys, but that was incredible, guys. In part-time, we did this part-time. We did this in the pockets of our life because that's all we had. We would make phone calls on the way to a ball game and on the way home from a ball game. We would have conversations at halftime. Like literally, that's what we did. And to earn an extra $1,000 a week, like that's crazy, guys, in 90 days. And I don't say that to impress you, but just to impress upon you the power of this vehicle. There's nothing special about my husband and I. There's really not. We just become passionate about something when we share it. And my husband was the same way as Justin, actually, Hillary's husband. He goes, CD, I have a real business. We have multiple real businesses. I don't want you screwing up your really, like I was blessed. I had the best, the biggest practice in St. Joe. And he goes, I don't want you messing that up with this network marketing thing. And what he found was after a while, he came full circle. It took him about a year. And he's like, CD, you know, I would have to have over $1 million building to be earning what we're making in Isagenix, to be earning that residual income. He goes, so which is easier? Eating your overhead, investing in the product, eating your overhead, getting healthy, and have an unlimited income potential, or buying $1 million, $2 million bill of that income? And so he's come full circle. He has always been about leveraging your time. And I'm going to end with this. So share this one quick little thing. We went on vacation. This is really when he came full circle. We went on vacation and we'd been involved about a year. And we were laying on the beach in Cancun. At that time, of course, this has been 10 and a half years ago. And at that time, the cell phones didn't work. So we had worked 0 hours that week, 0, because we were just laying on the beach, enjoying and all that good stuff. And we got home and we had $3,500 on our card for that week. Now we worked 0 hours, but yet we got paid while we were there. And, you know, in my chiropractic practice, I had 2 associates that worked for me, right? And so even when I was gone, it cost me money because 2 doctors can't do what 3 doctors can do. So I wasn't there trading time for money, adjusting patients. And so my services were always down that week just because I was on vacation. Now, I was fortunate enough that I had 2 other associates there earning an income, but, you know, the overhead kept going. And with this, so now we have 30,000 people on our team. We've been able to bless 30,000 lives. That's what I always say. And let's say we go on vacation, guys, and which we did last month, 10 days, Cancun, really didn't work. We were down there with some of our best friends, both in Isagenix. That's the beauty. You get to surround yourself with like-minded, forward-thinking, amazing people that want to give you a hand up, that want you to succeed, which in the corporate world, it is anything but that, right? Anything but that. They want your job. So this is the exact opposite. And so we're laying on the beach for 10 days. And let's say, hypothetically, out of the 30,000, just half of them, 15,000 choose to work 1 hour. They choose to meet at a coffee shop and share this. They choose to be on a Zoom like this and share this. They choose to hop on the phone and do a 3-way call and share this. It's that simple. How many hours did we work? Let's just take a week. How many hours did we work in that week? 0, right? Yet how many hours did we just get paid for? We got paid for 15,000 hours. If 15,000, half of our team just chose to work 1 hour. And really, that's where the light bulb went off for my husband. That's the power. Instead of having somebody in an insurance company, we're going to get my blood pressure up a little bit, sitting behind a desk, determining what I'm worth and determining how they can cut and not pay that claim, and managing an office full of sometimes drama, and having, just having all of that having all of that liability, it wasn't as fulfilling after healthcare changed. And that's the way it is for a lot of doctors today. Instead of having that, now I have this. 2 years ago, I sold my practice, and it was amazing. And literally, I'm sorry, I got a call. I had to stop that real quick. We're live. It's real. But 2 months later, guys, Kathy Coover, the owner of Isagenix, one of the owners of Isagenix, called me up and she says, "Congratulations, Dr. Ziti. You and Dave are 179th millionaires in the company." And guys, I share that with you, again, not to impress you, but to impress upon you the power of this vehicle, the power of what we have, the power of creating life by design. It's really, truly that. What other business, and we have several businesses, you know that, what other business could you work on a part-time basis while raising 4 kids, while running 6 other businesses, and earn an extra $1 million? Like, that is just crazy to me. It's crazy to me, but that's the power of what you have. To get back with the person that shared this with you, and just get all of your questions. You have everything to gain and nothing to lose. With the 100% money back guarantee, you really have no risk here. And that's what my husband says. That's what I say. And the worst case scenario is you're going to gain an incredible health. My parents take the product. I want them around. Not only do I want them around, as long as I can have them around, always healthy, and it's incredible. So thank you so much. And Jessica, do you have any questions, or was that
was
okay? Awesome.
Yeah, you covered so much, and I like you were on the beach and you were getting paid for like
beach money, baby. Beach money's where it's at. Right. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. All right, next, Laugh. I'm so excited. Amy is one of my mentors and has been helping me through my journey, as well as CV and Hillary. So, Amy, do you want to go ahead and share your story with us?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Jessica. And for sure, after hearing Hillary and CV this morning, I think I'm ready to sign up myself. But then I remember, wait, I already signed up, but I would sign up again. So, but Jessica, I do want to share really quickly, and I know that Hillary and CV would agree. I know that so many people that are watching the video this morning are people that will be on your team that you'll be mentoring. And I just want to say that we are so proud of you and what you do and your integrity and how you're building and how you're leading. And so thank you for that and everything you do for our teams. So I want to start with that for sure.
I appreciate that. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and just a little bit of my story, and I know, Jess, we talked briefly this morning, and you asked me to go back just a little bit in time because you have a lot of moms that are in your social circle and on your team. And so you asked me to go back just a little bit prior even than Isagenix, and so absolutely I will do that. And so I've been in Isagenix building an Isagenix business for about 6.5 years, and I've been in the industry of network marketing for a lot longer than that, for 19 years, which really dates me. But when I came into network marketing, my life looked a little bit like this. I went to college to become a teacher. I was one class away from finishing my master's degree. I was teaching first grade. I was turned around writing on the chalkboard, and I had this overwhelming sensation all through college and all through high school. I worked at Walmart, of all things, and I was writing on the chalkboard, and I literally had this jolting thought from my head to my toes. It went through my body, and I thought, I would way rather be working at Walmart than teaching in this classroom. And I knew that was an issue for me. We had started our family. I was missing a lot of things with my oldest daughter, Kelsey. My babysitter was calling and telling me that she rolled over. She was telling me she took her first step. And at the same time, I was literally, one of the things of all things that bothered me was I was eating my lunch every day on a green tray and school tray. And I pictured other moms at the food court at the mall with their kids eating, and I thought there has to be something that I can do. And so I went to work to try to figure out a way that I could stay at home with my daughter and get out of the teaching field, which I want to share because I know that a lot of teachers are on. I like teaching. I love the kids. They're all my Facebook friends. I still talk to them all the time. I go to their weddings, all of that. So it wasn't like I gave them a disservice. For me, I wanted to serve my family. And so at that point, I got into the network marketing industry, and I was able, by the time I was 27 years old, I was able to earn 6 figures. At that point, it wasn't cool. It's cool now. Like, if you are a granola, crunchy, hippie mom at home on your social media, a baby in a wrap, making organic pancakes, taking pictures, putting it on Instagram, and making money, it's cool. Back then, it wasn't. So kudos to you that are coming into the industry right now. That's exciting because other people want what you have in the industry now. And so what happened over time, Jessica, the market crashed. We know that. Back in 07, 08, the economy tanked. My husband and I had made a really bad real estate move. We were very tight on money and looking for something different. I needed to make more money. I was still making over 6 figures, but it wasn't enough to meet my bills at that moment. And we were looking for something different. And I was not going to go back into network marketing. Hillary, that shared earlier, would message me on Facebook, and I would pass it up and not hit open so it didn't say read, because I did not want to get back into the industry of network marketing. But her husband called mine and set up an appointment for us to go and listen, and I was bound and determined not to do this. My arms were crossed. I told my husband, do not make eye contact with her. She knows how to close. She knows how to find her gap. She knows what our hot buttons are. Do not respond. And he was like, okay. And so when we got there, Hillary was going over the products, and all of a sudden I'm just thinking, just get to the numbers, because my need or my gap, I did need to lose weight. Trust me, that's a whole nother story. But at that moment, I was thinking, I don't want to lose my house. And so when she was going over the numbers, it really grabbed me, and I thought, I could do this. And guys, I was in a place, I needed to make $100,000 fast. It wasn't like I needed to make $100,000 a year. I needed to make $100,000 fast. And so I looked at, how am I going to do that? And I saw a vehicle with Isagenix, and we were able to come in and build a team and earn $91,000 in our first 5 months. And so that being said, I want to kind of share the product, because I didn't come in from the product side. I'm opposite of everybody I know. I just read a stat online, not even from Isagenix. It was just something that came across Google, like a research they had done on Isagenix, this company had done. And it said that 88% of the associates that are in Isagenix have no desire to earn income. They're coming into Isagenix for products. But I was polar opposite. However, I got this stuff in the mail and I read it, like what the kit said to do, and I did it. I had 3 snacks every day. I had 2 shakes every day. I had 1 meal every day. I didn't even get on the scale because I was too worried trying to save my house. I didn't get on the scale. I didn't care. I didn't stress out. I didn't count my green beans and count my chicken and do all this stuff that people do that I'm like, how in the world do they do that? I didn't do any of that. I literally had 3 snacks, 2 shakes, and 1 meal. 3 months later, my clothes are falling off of me. I get on the scale and boom, I'm down 30 pounds. And other things happen in my health, my energy, my skin. Like people started asking me if I got Botox. I mean, things changed in my life, my skin, my energy. And so for me, the products changed everything. And what happened at that point is it became the perfect storm because I became obsessed about nutrition because I had never had any idea. Like if I want to lose weight before, I would eat 1 Twinkie instead of 2, or I would get a Happy Meal instead of a number 9. I didn't think about nutrition. Honestly, I'm opposite of Stevie. Like I know that's so bad because I care now, but then I didn't care. And so I got obsessed. And when that happened, what happened was my business simply became an extension of my life, of raising my daughters, of having a husband that is super, analytical, having to have everything on time all the time. He's not a sales guy. And living in this crazy life with 3 amazing daughters that were involved in everything under the sun and using the product and getting healthy and simply posting pictures on my Instagram, posting pictures on my Facebook, living my life, and people saying, what do you do? How do you do it? Making friends everywhere I go, and people saying, what do you do? What's your life? And of course, everybody does that, and then literally building a business from that. And so for me, it has been the biggest blessing I've ever had. There was a couple walking down the street the other day, and they were the same age as my husband and I, but they did not look like they were the same age as my husband and I. I'm just saying. And I literally looked at my husband and I said, I am so grateful we started Isagenix, because before I was exhausted, I was inflamed, I was having issues due to mineral deficiency that I didn't even know was caused by a mineral deficiency. And my husband looked at me and he said, you're welcome, because it's all his idea, right? That we did this. And so that's really my story. Over the years, we have been able to earn a multi-6-figure income. By our 3rd month in, we were earning $10,000 a month, and we've stayed at that level every month, month in and month out. And I will share this with you because I know that Hillary and Stevie touched on this. In the middle of the 6.5 years that I've been in Isagenix, I've literally had 3 major, what people would call life storms, just blow through. Like things that probably in my other business would have just set me back, and probably to the point that I probably would have just walked away. To the point that I could not work for 2 years. My mom was very ill for about 6 months. I wasn't able to work. And then just some other odd setbacks over the last 6.5 years. We were adding up the time, Tammy, Hillary and I have a mutual friend, Tammy. We were adding up the time that I've actually been physically in the field in Isagenix, and it's only been 3.5 years of time that I've actually been able to work. But during that time, we have earned at least $10,000 a month, every month, month in and month out. And so when you look at being able to take your hands off and let this business be something that supports your life versus something that you live for, it changes everything. And so, I just look at, if you've ever thought about doing something like this, I've been around the block in the industry. And there's nothing out there that I feel like compares to this, because you simply can just live your life, and as an extension of your life, simply build a business. And so that's my story, Jessica, unless you have any questions.
No, that was perfect. And thanks for sharing everything too, because I know, like I said, I have some friends that are teachers and some newer moms. And I want to just share real quick my story just so that we have everything covered. So I've been in financial services as well, in banking for about 16 years. I always felt like there was an income ceiling I felt like there were people who probably made more money than me, but I was working harder than them. There was office politics. You know, you lived for the vacation, the 2-week vacation time. You lived for the weekend. You were basically trading time for money. I had a 1.5-hour commute every day to work. And then when I had Madison, I remember Amy talking about, like, you could just stay home with her. And I'm like, yeah, right. Like, whatever. So I felt like I was building someone else's dream. And, just a huge blessing. I really just thought about, like, what could I do? And, Amy's story, Stevie's story, Hillary's story all inspired me to, just push forward. And instead of going back to a corporate America job, just really take off with my business. And it's been the best decision I've ever made. Being able to spend time with her, like you said, missing the moments when she's rolling over, when she's walking, when all those moments that, like, you don't think about, but when they happen, you're so glad you're there for. And then, looking further down the road when she's 5 and I can take her to kindergarten, all those things. So just really designing your life and designing your day is so important. And, this morning I could work out. I don't even think about it anymore because it just happens, but we all work out. We all enjoy, this great nutrition. It's helped me in so many ways, to lose unwanted pounds when they wouldn't budge, to have energy, to have better skin. We struggled to get pregnant for 2 years, was able to get pregnant, use this nutrition throughout my pregnancies. I'm obviously almost 35 weeks pregnant and still using the nutrition. Like, it's just amazing. But just being on a mission to help others, both health-wise, but then also financially. Having friends that I can say, you know what, like, because I helped introduce this to them, or maybe family, I helped introduce this to them and made an impact on their lives going forward. So that's really what my mission's about. And I appreciate all of you ladies spending time this morning. And we'll go ahead and just say, if you are interested in hearing more, or let's just go ahead and schedule the next meeting, the next call, so you can learn more and what fits best for you and your families. So
yes,
so
before we go,
yeah,
you have to show them your belly. Nobody would believe from your face that you're even pregnant. Like, my face got like this size. Let's see. Look how cute she is. 35 weeks. I love it. And I just want to say, Amy's right. Like, it is so awesome what you're doing, because, like, this morning, our little 4-year-old's at home, and you're right. Like, you're going to get to take your daughters to preschool roundup. We had preschool and kindergarten roundup on Tuesday. And so I took both my boys, because one will be in preschool and one will be in kindergarten, the little ones. And, like, I didn't have to worry about getting somebody to, cover for my shift. And my cousin, her mother-in-law, was really, really sick last week, in the hospital for like 7 days, just out of the blue. And all the brother-in-laws and sister-in-laws were all, like, trying to find people to cover their shifts. And she's like, I just was there. And she's like, I cycled when I was there. She's like, thank you for telling me about this. And so I just think, like, if you're listening, just be open, because it can just change your life. It can make it so much different. I look at, the freedom that CV and Amy, and Jess and I have to put what's important first, like put our families first and put our faith first. And, like when Amy's mom was sick, Amy didn't have to think about, do I have to clock in? She got to be where she needed to be. And you can't get those moments back. And I think, like, we don't think about them until they're gone. And, like, I made a post this morning and said, time is the one thing you can't get more of. You can get more money, you can get more stuff, you can get more whatever, but, like, time is time. And I just think, like, don't take it for granted, because we only are given so much. And this is a way that, is it work? Absolutely. Do I treat it like a business? Absolutely. But it's in my schedule around my family, just like it is for these ladies. And so, anyway.
Yes.
I just wanted to add that.
Awesome. Anything else Amy or Stevie, you want to add? Oh, I think Stevie's on mute.
She is.
I hit the mute button, but didn't unmute. See, here's the deal, guys. Anybody can do this. You don't have to have any IT skills whatsoever. But thank you, Jessica, for putting this together. That was brilliant. And Amy's so right. You just lead from a place of integrity and really about serving and blessing others. And I just love that. So I'm so thankful and grateful that, number one, God put you in my life and you're on our team. You bring a lot to the table. So
yeah.
Thanks.
Another thing with this community, like, before I started with Isagenix, I didn't know any of these ladies. We didn't at all, right? But every day they continue to bless my lives. And then also, you know, the people that we're bringing onto the team. You know, it's not like about competition and who's better than who. Like, we lift each other up. So whether you're a male or female, you're on our team, we lift each other up. We help, you know, build amazing lives together, and help other people. So awesome, ladies. Thank you so much. I'm going to, yes.